All right, Shalom. First off, I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakah, Godash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect. I want to get into this topic real quick uh, regarding the Patriots owner Robert Kraft. And over this past weekend, he was brought up on charges, um, solicitation charges, stemming from a prostitution ring. Um, and if for those that are in the know, that are in the truth, um, this is not surprising. This is not alarming. Um, it's one of those things where when this information and stories come out like this, we just kind of like shrug our shoulders and just go, well, you just got caught. You know what I mean? Because we notice these things go down um, every single day. Esau is the um, most vile, disgusting um, type of individual that this earth has ever seen. And things like this just aren't surprising. One of the things I want to mainly talk about is obviously this when the story came out, it basically set the sports world on fire. Because Robert Kraft is one of those owners who um, he's one of the more popular owners throughout sports. Mainly because the Patriots are, who they are. They win a lot. They've won 6 Super Bowls, over the past like 18 years, which is, it's basically unheard of. So, he's very well known, Robert Kraft, because of his team. And not only that, he just has a good reputation throughout sports. He's one of the most liked owners. He's connected to his players. His players really like him. He just has a good um, he has a good reputation. And that's one of the things that I want to get into when it comes to the story and how it came out. And what people need to be mindful of is um, and I pulled up another article which is going to tie into my point. Robert Kraft has been spotted out at games with rapper Meek Mill. He's been spotted a lot of photos with Meek Mill. He's been known to help Meek Mill get out of prison this last time that he was in. He was very influential with, I guess, helping with like lawyers and giving him advice and just, doing, his part in helping Meek Mill get out of jail. And I think that is the main point of what I want to speak about. Because, again, this doesn't come as a surprise to those who are in the know. And something that's really, really, really important to point out is these prostitution rings that happen, these happen all the time. You know, the FBI, the CIA, um, they've been knew that Robert Kraft was involved with this. This is not new for them. Okay, this is not something that they just now found out. These owners, these old Robert Kraft's like 77 years old. These owners, they've been buying women and a part of these rings for far too long, and this is not the first time that they found this out. One of the things I think it's important to understand is Meek Mill, who again Robert Kraft has been connected to a lot more recently, has been speaking out a lot about prison reform and the unjust judgment that so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans get when it comes to the justice system, you know, and how it's a revolving door for Jake. And Meek Mill has been very, very boisterous about, his opinion on it and how prison reform, how he's trying to go about and seeing some progress made with prison reform and the policies and all these things. Because, as we all know, they use Jake as the tools and the pawns to for free labor when it comes to prison. So what they basically do is, they ship drugs and guns into the communities. They pack people up in projects. create underwhelming living conditions for so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and force them into beast-like behaviors. So again, with Meek Mill, him speaking out with prison reform, that's one of this is one of the things that Esau doesn't like. The elites, the higher ups, they don't like when you speak out against one of their ways to oppress Jake, to oppress the Israelites. In prison and in the jail system is a huge way that they have us continuously oppressed. And when you speak out about that, they got their eye on you. Okay? They got their eye on you. See, when Jake speaks out about some of this other stuff, it's not really that big of a deal. You can call him the devil. You can say, whatever you are, how he creates GMOs and all that stuff. Like, a lot of that stuff doesn't faze Esau. But when you start to poke at his rulership and how he rules and certain things, he doesn't like that. And with Robert Kraft, when Robert Kraft buddies up with somebody, when he buddies up with somebody who speaks this way and is looking to change one of their ways to keep Jake oppressed, then basically Robert Kraft becomes an enemy as well. And I think that, me personally, I think this is something that they're looking at Robert Kraft going, all right, listen, there's certain things that you don't want to, I know you're a billionaire and all of that, right? But there's certain things that you don't want to get involved in, that you want to step away from, that you want to, keep your nose out of. And being buddy with guys like this is a no-no. Okay? Because again, anytime you want to speak out against their rulership and the ways that they oppress a people, they got their eye on you. And this is, again, Robert Kraft being brought up on these charges. I'm sure they have video surveillance of Robert Kraft going back for probably years, man. This is not new. They didn't just find out that Robert Kraft and these other, because Robert Kraft is not the only owner that does this. Prostitution rings, pedophilia, the wickedness of Esau is just spread all over this earth, man. And this is nothing new to them. Okay? This is just a shot at Robert Kraft saying, listen, you're not untouchable, buddy. You're not untouchable. There's certain things you can do, but there's certain things you cannot do. And being buddied up with people who are trying to affect our seat, our ruler's seat, or speaking up against certain things, it's just a no-no. They don't like it. And me personally, I just think that this is a warning from the elites to Robert Kraft, saying, look, because they don't. It's not like they care that pedophilia and prostitution rings are going up. They're involved in it. They created it. So that they're not just trying to bring justice for those women who are, being sexually abused. They don't care about these women. This is a warning shot for Robert Kraft to say, hey, listen, you watch yourself, because we got our eyes on you. We been had our eyes on you. We know everything that's going down. We're the eye in the sky. You know what I mean? And again, I just want to read a little bit of this. This is Vox.com. The headline says, the frenzy over Patriots owner Robert Kraft's solicitation charges explained. It's a huge story in both sports and politics. Go down a little bit. See this Dream Chasers? Yeah, that chain that he has on, that's the chain that Meek Mill gave him as a gift. Again, so being buddied up with guys like Meek Mill is just probably not a good idea for him. It says New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft has been charged with misdemeanor solicitation of prostitution in connection with the Florida spa, with potential ties to human trafficking. Okay, and again, human trafficking is nothing new. Look up Pizzagate. Okay, this is nothing new. There's pedophilia going on throughout this country, it spreads from, it's going down in Asia and all. It's everywhere. It's nothing new. Um, Let me see here. It says that Kraft is among some 24 individuals being charged by police in Jupiter, Florida. Orchids of Asia Day Spa in Jupiter is part of a months-long investigation into spas and paid sex in the area, according to the local outlet. Investigators allege that women there and in multiple other spas that have been shut down were involved in sexual servitude. So basically, sexual servitude is, it's a form of being held against your will. Servitude, in a way, is being, you're just not treated. You're not treated fair. You're not treated well. You probably don't get paid a damn thing. It says Associated Press reports that about 200 arrest warrants have been issued in recent days. The alleged human trafficking ring involved reportedly has connections to China and New York, and officials are seizing more than $2 million in assets as part of the investigation. It says police appear to have secretly taped the happenings inside the massage parlors. Kraft was reportedly captured on surveillance video engaging in a sex act with an employee at the spa. And again, they don't really care about sexual servitude and what Robert Kraft was doing with these. They don't care about that. Because the people actually can't, who so-called bringing them up on these charges, they're involved with it too. These judges, a lot of these lawyers, they all do. They're all involved in this. All right, so I just want to get a couple scriptures on Esau, because again, he's the most vile human this earth has ever seen, and he, just to bring up some scriptures on his character. This is Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. It says, lest there be any fornicator, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. So Esau is a fornicator and a profane person. So pedophilia is nothing to him. That's his nature. And again, these guys have good rapport with a lot of Jake because of their ability to obviously bring them out of poverty, what they can do to them, because money talks to Jake. You know what I mean? Money talks. These guys are the most vilest, disgusting humans on earth, and even though, you see them tied to a lot of these rappers, a lot of these sports guys, that don't mean a damn thing. It's just another way for them to seduce Jake, man. Let me get that. They seduce Jake with their, with their ability to get them out of poverty and, throw money at them and so-called change their lives. This is Proverbs 12 and let me see. Let me see. Salakia, brothers, bear with me real quick. Verse 12 and 26. It says, the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduce him. Yeah, so that's, the Israelites are the righteous. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, which is Esau, but the way of the wicked seduceth him. So the way of Esau, seduces Jake. Just the way they go about things. And we've been conditioned through, over generations to generations. Sometimes we look at this stuff and you don't think nothing of it. Because it became so normal in society, man. That Esau and his ways has seduced Jake to just become just as, have that beast-like nature, man. 2/3 of Israel, man, there's a bunch of beasts. So, I don't want to make this video too long. I just wanted to just make that quick point about how, Robert Kraft, he's not, these things are not new, man. This is only a news story to the public. This is not a news story amongst those who are in the know. And those who are amongst these crowd, these owners, I bet you these owners was probably calling them like, hey, yo, you can't use, hey, Robert got caught. You know what I'm saying? They all do it. They was probably making jokes about it. You know? They was probably making jokes about it. Same thing with the Clippers owner a few years ago. I forgot his name, but hold on, let me see if I can pull this up on the computer real quick. Clippers owner. I forgot his name. Donald Sterling. His bitch ass. Yeah, Donald Sterling, man. He, when he got filmed on camera, he got videotaped by his girlfriend, and he was he was talking shit. He was talking shit about Magic Johnson. He was talking shit about Jake. Calling them all types of monkeys, and just saying all types of wild shit, but just giving you some insight on how these owners, what they really think about Jake. And again, there's nothing new. You can't be surprised when these stories come out, man. You just can't be surprised, because this is who they are. This is what we're dealing with, man. We're dealing with a vile, disgusting, just a profane, the worst of the worst, man. The bottom of the barrel. So that's all I wanted to bring out, man. Call HALAL, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAKAKUDASH. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, that great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.